Welcome to part 2 of the abandoned remastered series that I'm doing. Now, today we'll be diving into more of the story and the reason why Deku will be abandoned in this series. And how he will be abandoned. Deku is now a 10-year-old child. He's 10 and he is basically training, I would say, practicing on his abilities that he's learned. He learned that he's pretty proficient in all types of weapons, whether it be guns, long range, close range, or mid range. Guns, katanas, kunai, shuriken, you name it. He's pretty skilled with all weapons, especially a pickaxe, a sword, a shield, and a fishing rod for some reason. He's also able to do sort of magic. It's a sort of magic. He doesn't know what it is. He's able to make things slightly levitate, but it takes a lot of focus, and he can't do it for a long period amount of time. Now, I stated that he was going to get his abilities when he reaches My Hero Academia, but scratch that. He's going to get his abilities now. He's going to get one of his abilities now. Now, this will be the reason also why he's going to be abandoned. As Deku is a 10-year-old child in a school, as the school gets hit by a villain. The entire school gets hit by a villain. Or no, let's do this. As Deku is a 10-year-old child out on a field trip, as the bus gets pulled over. As people get out in the car, as these guys get on the truck, on the bus, as they state, everyone put your hands up and do not move. If you move, then I'll kill one of you, one of the guys state. As they are taken hostages into this buggy, as they drive off with the hostages, as somewhere in the future, somewhere in the city, they have just been pursued by the police as they are driving to a robbery that's already taking place. As this truck rams straight through all the cops that are surrounding the area of the bank and rides straight through the bank, basically crashing into the bank. As the door opens, as a bunch of hostages comes pouring out, children. Now these guys were working in two separate teams. One team focuses on getting hostages. No matter where they get the hostages, they just need the closest place to get the hostages, put them in a truck, and then drive off towards where the robbery is taking place. And if there's no hostages in the bank, then they have more hostages, which are now children. So it gives them more of a leverage way against the police. As the police see this truck ram through the bank, as a bunch of other villains get out as they walk around the area, and one villain opens the door as he holds a gun up to them and states, if you move, I'm gonna kill all of you. Understand? Don't try any funny business, you little ones. You're not heroes. If you want to be a hero, you'll die as one. As he basically points the gun at them and tells them to get out. These guys, they have two strength quirks, two absorption quirks, and one guy that was a speed quirk. As the speed guy is busy placing bombs all over. We also have a hacker. A hacker, and that's it. And one flame user. Not that many flame users, but a lot of strength guys. These guys will be hard to take down, as the heroes are not here yet. As the reason why the heroes are not here yet is because these guys are not split up in two teams. They split up in three. The reason why there was only one flame user in this group is because all the flame users are busy holding off the heroes, as they are busy fighting the heroes right now. As now we see these guys are pretty organized, as they pull out all the children plus the teacher that was in the bus, as they put them in front of basically for everyone to see, and state, we want
a truck. We want a truck, a heavy armored truck, that has enough space to store money and a clean getaway ticket. If one of you don't comply with our orders, we'll kill you. We'll kill all the civilians here. Understood? As he said, as they have to comply. The police has to comply. As they are busy discussing things with the person that's in charge there, as they state as one of the villains states what's taking so long. Tell them to hurry up. As the villain finally gives them a timer. They give them 2 minutes. 2 minutes to make up your plan that you're busy planning and to hand us over the money, the truck, and we'll be leaving. As everyone is still on basically in front of everyone, basically with their hands in the air, including Deku. The reason why Deku's quirk abilities have not activated yet, it's because, yes, he's in danger, but if he does anything, he knows if he does anything, he will die. So it's the safest option not to do anything, as it's his best chance of survival at this moment. He can't run because he's gonna die. He can't fight because he will die. And he can't hide because he'll also die. He needs a slight distraction to hide, so that he wouldn't be noticed. As we see these villains still screaming, yelling as the cops in the car and the money. As one of the villains with a very cocky attitude, the flame villain, said, "So, how about this? I'm gonna let all of you go, but one child is coming with me." As he says this to everyone, as he looks down at the children, as he states which one to choose, any, mini, money, mo, as he's counting down, as he lands on Bakugo. As I would say, the teacher states, "No, don't take him, don't take him. I would suggest you take my young Midoriya here." As the teacher smiles, as the teachers never liked Midoriya. No one really liked Midoriya in the school. As the teacher suggests, just take this one. Take this quirkless brat. Take this brat. He's a better one for you. As he states, "Oh, you really think so?" As the villain is a crazy psychotic bastard as he looks at Midoriya. As Midoriya just has fear in his eyes. As his chances of survival just drop to 0. Reasons being, the teacher just outed him. And his abilities didn't think on one of his own outing, one of these people outing on him, as he learned from this experience. He's not going to trust anyone. Never again. As the teacher says yes, this psychotic bastard asks the rest of the children, including Bakugo, as he asks the children one by one and they all agree. Take Midoriya. As he goes to Bakugo as the final one, as he asks, "What do you think, young Bakugo, was it?" As he laughs, as he looks at Deku and states, "Deku," as Deku looks at Kachan with basically pleading eyes, as he's the only one that says no. "Don't take him. Take me instead." As the villain laughs and says, "Oh, that's not how it works. Majority rules. I'm so sorry, young one. I guess guess the teachers and your classmates didn't really like you." As they pick Midoriya up by the throat, throw him in the truck, grab all the money, throw it in the truck with Midoriya, as Midoriya is riding the front seat with all these bunch of villains, as he's in front with a gun placed to his head. As he says, "Oh, you and me are gonna..." As he states, "You and me are gonna have a very fantastic time. You hear me?" As he basically looks at Deku with a psychotic look, as Deku is just scared. He can't do anything in this situation. He is boxed in and trapped. He is trapped as he reflects on the life that he had. No one really liked him. No one really wanted to do anything with him. As no one really cared for him because he was quirkless. He had no power. But now that he has something to fight back, he's just gonna die. That's all he knows. He's just gonna die. As the children and the other teachers get out, and if you're wondering why they let all those hostages go, they could have taken another one. Well, one was just enough for them. But they didn't know that this one was quirkless. And basically he's useless. So, as the teacher states that they have one child, his name is Midoriya, as he's quirkless, as the cops relay this to the general. As the general states after them, as they state, wait, what? But they have a hostage, sir. The kid's quirkless. Just go after him, even if he dies. He's useless now in this world of heroes. It's either you have a quirk, or you're just dead meat. Go after him. It was smart for you to give the quirkless boy out. I mean, children with strong quirks are hard to come by. As children with actually very powerful quirks, such as Todoroki, Bakugo, I would say there's more of a 10% chance. Yes, you get quirks that can be used for combat, but that's a 30% chance. And quirks that are actually strong in battle, explosive, half and half, half and half ice quirk, half and half ice quirk, Kaminari's electric quirk. Yeah, there's a 10% chance to come across that. So, yeah, Bakugo's quirk was built for combat, so is Todoroki's. As the general basically is praising the man for giving them a quirkless person, so now they don't need to worry about a hostage, because Deku is no hostage, he's just meat. As he's just dead waste. As we see the cops bump into them, as the villains are like, what the hell is happening? I told them if they came after us, I would kill this child. As the villains lost their vehicle, the reasons being, they gave them a very bad truck, as when they pumped into the truck, the engine gave out immediately. It's a very bad one. As the villain steps out, points a gun to the boy's head and states, move and die. And I won't say this again. As he cocks the gun and puts it to Midoriya's head. As the guys are having their guns up, as they state, as I would say the general was in one of the cars as well. As one of the cars get there with the general, and the general states out, as he said, put the gun down, or else we'll open fire. As he states, oh, but I have a hostage. You wouldn't want one of this child to die, would you? As this is a psychotic bastard. As the other guys, after impact of the car, knocked out. Reason why? They rammed the car so hard, one of the cops, I think it was a police truck on a police truck, because this was a long car pursue. They were pursuing him for hours, as they finally cornered him and then just rammed the truck. As ramming it so hard made them crash into a building, knocking the first two villains out and knocking the other four. If you're wondering what happened to the rest of the villains, just say they got away with another vehicle, which was at the back. As this guy points a gun to this kid's head, stating that if they move, he'll kill this child. As the guy states, as everyone's looking at the general, what should we do, general? As the general's thinking, as he sees this boy, he looks at him. As he states, think we're worried about that child. Open fire, as the general states open fire, as one of the sergeants are like, General, he has a hostage, as the general's like, the kid's quirkless. open fire. As Deku hears this, as they are complaining that the kid's quirkless, as this one guy is still telling him, but it's still a hostage, even though he's quirkless or not, as most of the polices have quirks. Policemen have quirks. It's not that strong quirks, but yeah, they have quirks. As they say, it's as basically some of the guys that are there in the platoon that's about to open fire just feel sorry for the child. As he's like, damn, I feel sorry for this kid. As thus, I think a lower command is complaining with the general. As the general states, if you don't fire, I swear to you, you're gonna. As he states this once, and he says, I'm only gonna say this one more time. Open fire! As everybody just starts unloading. Bam, 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 gunshots. As Deku just is crying, coming to the reality that no one cares for him, not even cops, not even heroes. He's just coming to that reality. As he closes his eyes as he hears the gunfire.
As Deku sees the bullet, closes his eyes as he hears the gunfire goes off, as everything goes slow. As he states, as he laughs while he's crying, in his head he laughs, as he states, it's funny, I should have seen this coming. I mean, I'm quirkless. No one will care for me, not even the cops. As he states, I hate this. I get something that I can fight back with. And I'm gonna die now. I guess I'll never achieve my dream. As the bullets slowly get to him, as he states, damn society. If I only survive this, if I survive this somehow, I'm going to change this society and this world if I survive this. And I swear, everyone that looked down to me is gonna pay. As he opens his eyes, as when they shot the bullets, all the bullets just stopped in front of him, or they just stopped. As the guy with the fire quirk was also had his eyes closed. He was wincing as he was waiting for the bullets to come flying because he didn't expect them to shoot a civilian. As the bullets are just in front of him, as he sees this kid with like his hand up, as he as this guy is like, what the? As Deku closes his fist and just, how can I say, shoulders him in the balls. Yeah. This guy winces as he grabs the guy's basically collar and punches him as he falls on the ground. As this guy is basically, you can't use his fire quirk at the moment. To use his fire quirk, is he needs to like have focus, as he is right now still shocked at what he saw, as Deku is now just punching him. He kicked him twice as he walks away, as he moves his hand in such a way where the bullets all just face him, as he flicks his fingers, as the bullets all go. As the bullets go to their normal speed, as they kill him, he's just littered with bullets now. As Deku is walking away from what he's just done, as you can tell he's visibly pissed, as his eyes are, I would say red now, his eyes is red. As every time he's walking, he's making things float around him, like small rocks, pebbles, all that jazz. As he's walks past the officers, doesn't even look at the general. As he walks to the person that was complaining with the general. As he just looks at him, his eyes go back to normal and then passes out. And yes, he uses his I think telekinesis. He used his telekinesis and then killed the guy afterwards, because yeah, they weren't doing their jobs right.
forgive me if I'm pausing a lot. I'm just in a very uncomfortable position. As the image that as Deku passes out of pure exhaustion, as he said, I'm going to sleep now. As he passes into the the person that is just below the general, he passes out by him instead of the general. As this person picks him up, looks at the general, says, I'll be talking to Sir about this, and having your license revoked, General. As he walks away, as this general is just angry, he's just angry. As technically, I'm not going to do much with this general, so yeah, he's just going to have his license revoked, obviously. As he walks away, as I would say, he takes this boy back to his mother. Inka. Sorry about that. I just burped. um, as he takes this child back to his mother, Inko. As Inko is crying and worried about Deku, that if the boys are right, because Deku didn't come out with the other children, so she was visibly scared. As she sees a cop walking with a past Deku, as says, "Here we go. Is this your son, ma'am?" As Inko is like, "Oh my boy," as she grabs Deku, as she states, thank you," as as this man states, "No problem. Um, I see your son is treated very badly at school. I can, as this man states, I can tell, because they rather give up his life than any of the other students." As he says that in his head because he just asked your son not being treated well at school. That's all he asked. As Inka answered, as he said that in his head, as answered, yes, he's quirkless. As he states, he's quirkless. Well, that's not true. I swear that he used a quirk when we saved him. He stopped the bullets from, well, he saved himself. We didn't save him. He prevented himself. He just says he saved himself. We didn't save him. As he used some type of quirk, I'm guessing, telekinesis. As Inko's like, wait, telekinesis? As he says, yes, you should have your son reevaluated. I don't think he's quirkless. As this person walks away. And I would say this person is... Nah, no, never mind. As yes, the heroes finally get there, as everything is already dealt with. As the heroes are always fashionably... In this one, the heroes are always fashionably late. Fashionably late. There we go, I said it. I said words. Yes, I said words. I got content. Just joking. As they were late, very badly late, reasons why they were holding off a few other villains and a lot of the villains that got away. And some of the money that was in the vault was like not a lot that was in that, like they show what they thought it was a lot of money at the back of that vehicle, and it was the only like getaway vehicle, but that's not true. There was another getaway vehicle at the back of the bank. As I would say that Deku gets a few days off because of the incident, as they also having the teacher replaced with a new one, because the incident that the teacher pulled wasn't thoughtful. It like he was stupid for doing that. As he's also gonna have his license revoked because they are going to be investigating this. Well, technically no. I would say that they would just remove his license and the teacher would be out. But that doesn't replace all the other teachers that's in the school. It's just all the other teachers that's in the school are going to have to now hide that they are doing favoritism. And they are treating Miss Izuku with, how can I say it? How can I say it? They're treating him badly because he's quirkless. But they won't be able to treat him badly anymore because he has a quirk now. So attitude change, as I would say in the week that Deku had time to stay at home, Inko took her son to the quirk, to quirk evaluation, or I would say to find out what his quirk is. As they do when they get to the hospital, it's just a retry of all the same tests. As one of the tests hits, Deku starts making things levitate. As actually two of them hit, as one of the Deku starts making things levitate. As well, when Deku was about to get a knee, I would say when Deku was gonna get injected, he didn't want to, so he jumped off the table and started running. As the doctors started chasing him, and he was pretty skilled at getting away. As he jumped on top of tables, dodged, rolled, as he also manifested one of his weapons, which was the stick again. As he spins it, as it spins, as he hits the injection out of the doctor's basically hand, as he points the stick up to the doctor's neck, as he has a different colored eyes. As one of the doctors also noticed this, his eye color changed, as they just quirk this as another thing of his quirk. Well, technically it's not. As they also see as adaptability when they do more tests. He comes in multiple days, so they find the adaptability on the second day, as they also test his combat, as they have one of the combat heroes come in. And I would say the combat hero pro that comes in is the rabbit hero. I don't know her name. The rabbit hero, the one that has the bunny quirk. She comes in. And she says, what type of brat do I need to test? And what type of brat do I need to fight now? As she has to do this multiple times, she sees, she sees Izuku. As Izuku has a bit of a, how can I say it, a clothing swap. Izuku looks different. Izuku is wearing what Dreams wears for his clothes. He's wearing a green jacket. But the difference is, he still has green hair, he wears a crown, and he has a face mask. What I mean by a face mask, he has a blank face mask that covers his face with a smile place and two eyes. Reasons being, after the incident of the cops and villains, after that incident, he just didn't want to show his face anymore, as he hid his face behind a mask, and that's what he wears the entire time. As she just sees a kid with a green jacket, as black pants, and baggy black pants, I guess, bandages on his ankle, wearing shoes, tackies, I guess, as he also has bandages on his hands, as, yeah, and a crown. Do I want to give him a cape? No, I won't give him a cape yet, as that's what he looks like now. As he said, so I'm fighting you, little kid. I hope you're ready, and I'll go easy on you. As Deku doesn't answer, he just tilts his head to the side. As she gets into a fighting stance, as he gets into a fighting stance too. She launches at him, as she's going pretty easy on him. As she does a kick, as it was about to hit his head. This is, right now, the time that he's doing this test, Deku is now 14. The anime starts at 15. So, yeah, he dodges the attack just by a midge. It nearly hits his no mask. As he dodges the kick. As she's like, impressive. I hope you can dodge this. As she starts like, how can I say it, trying to hit him. As Deku's just dodging. As I would say, Deku got an upgrade on weaponry. Puts his hand out as a sword appears in his hand. As he swings, I would guess. He swings. As she avoids the sword and jumps back. As she says, impressive. What else can you do, kid? As she launches back at him as she's going a bit more harder. Not that she's still playing it easy, just upping the difficulty. As as she's charging in, as he manifests a shield. It's still a wooden shield, not that bad, not that good. Still a wooden shield, as everything is wood for now. As he blocks her kick as she jumps off his shield. He's strong. Reasons being is ever since he got his quirk, he started training his muscle, strength, speed, and agility. As this has only been improving the things that he can do. As he blocks, as she jumps off the shield and states, "You're tough." As she ups the difficulty a bit more and more every time. As now Deku is now using a bunch of skills to avoid her and try to strike her. As Deku swaps his blade, as his sword transforms from a wooden sword to a fishing rod, as he throws it, as she states a fishing rod, as it misses her, and she states what is he gonna do with that, as it hooks the object that is behind her, as he pulls so hard that the object that he basically hooked, let's say it was a glass, basically a glass jug, as he pulls it, as the glass jug was about to hit her over the head, as she just kicks where the thing is, as she kicked the glass jug, as it didn't break, she just kicked it back, as she states, impressive, you're so smart, what else can you do? As he manifests the bow and gets rid of his shield. He manifests the bow, as he fires one arrow, as it's still a wooden arrow. Oh no, it's just made out of wood. It's just a stick that he fired. As he fires the stick as she dodges. As she states, you have to do better than that. As now she's rushing towards Deku. As Deku is still busy fighting her. Basically using the shield as a defense and using the sword as an offense. While he's swapping between fishing rod and bow. He hasn't gotten an axe yet, but when he gets one, he's going to be able to use it. He also hasn't been able to learn any other abilities that he could do. He doesn't know what his quirk could do and what it needs to do things. He knows that number one, he can pick up weapons and store them, but he doesn't know that he can also harvest materials and build other weapons himself. That he still needs to learn. As we say, she's dodging. Dodges left, dodges right, and continues fighting. As this takes place for an entire hour. As Deku loses. Deku loses badly. Now, this is not the survival side of Deku that was fighting. This was the Technoblade side, the competitive side of Deku. As it was also mixed with a bit of dream. As, yeah, Deku loses. As how he loses, his legs got swept up and she basically kicked him in the stomach afterwards. She picks the kid up and says, you got good skill, kid. If you keep on training like that, you'll one day become a pro. I don't know how good you might become, but your quirk is interesting. As these doctors are basically finishing up their thing, as they explain to Inko what they know about Deku's quirk, as they say that Deku must come back into the hospital once his quirk is fully manifested, because they don't think his quirk is finished manifesting. as she, I would say, the rabbit hero, I forgot her name, she is also listening to this. She's listening to this and she's hearing this conversation that they're having with Inko, stating that his quirk is not fully manifested. It's only some of his abilities that he would be able to use and could be able to use. But if his quirk is but if his quirk fully manifests, he must come back to this place to have it like fully examined and to write the final notes on what his quirk can do and what he can't do. As Inko agrees and says fine. As she goes up to the kid and states, "Hey kid, what are you planning to be in the future?" as she asks. As Deku states, a hero, a pro hero. As she smiles and states, if you're going to be a pro hero, how about you're good kid? How about you're very good kid? And I know you'll make it far, but how about I do you a favor? I'll give you a recommendation into UA, but when the UA festival comes, I want you to kick everyone's ass there. Got it? And then work at my agency. As I would say, she has an agency. As Deku states, really? She said, sure, you're pretty skilled, and I could teach you a lot of things about combat. I have a strong quirk, yes. It's because I know how to use my quirk. You also have a strong quirk. But I hear your quirk is not fully manifested. So, I would like you to work at my agency. It will be interesting to have a person like you around. Not a lot of combat heroes out there. As she is busy talking with Deku. As that is true, what she states. In the world of My Hero Academia, in this version that I'm doing, there's not a lot of combat heroes. Basically, heroes with very weak quirks, but they've trained them to the point where it's mastered to perfection. The rabbit hero's quirk is it's just a mutation quirk. No, it's just a quirk that just changed her body. It gave her rabbit feet and gave her rabbit ears. She can hear better, and she can kick harder and run faster. It doesn't mean that doesn't make you a hero. That doesn't make you a better hero. All Might's quirk gives him super strength, super speed, and what they know. Actually, I should not use All Might. Endeavor. Okay, let's use Endeavor. Endeavor has a fire quirk, a damn good fire quirk. But yes, it's just a fire quirk. He can use fire. He can shoot out fire. He can make fireballs. What's so special about that? The way that Endeavor uses his quirk. He trains it to the point where he's able to make metal melt. He trains it to the point where he's able to do actual damage to our opponent, whether it be close range or far range. Let's take the rabbit hero that came here also. That was Deku. Her quirk is just rabbit. She has rabbit feet, she has rabbit ears. What's so special about her? Well, number one, she knows how to fight, first of all. She has combat experience and she's goddamn strong. She's able to kick a car. She is able to kick a car. Not even a car, a bus. You want to test me with that? A bus. The reason why she's able to do that is because she trains herself to the point where she's able to do that. And Deku can do the same. There's not a lot of combat heroes because there's not a lot of heroes that actually want to try and just train their weak quirk to the point where they are able to do incredible things. Inko has the quirk called, I think, attraction. She's able to attract things towards herself, but it's a very weak quirk. If Inko trained her quirk, it would have been very powerful. Basically, she would have been able to pull things from miles away, maybe from across the other side of the planet, if she wanted to. If she wanted to, she could also pull down a satellite from the sky. Her quirk is pretty powerful. It would have been pretty powerful if she became a hero, and she trained her quirk. So yeah, there's not a lot of combat heroes because a lot of people think that the quirk is the main source of power, not the person that trains the quirk. Not true. Now, as Deku, as he's hearing this, as he thinks and says, sure, I'll accept it. As yeah, now we get to where the anime actually starts. As Deku sees Mount Mount Lady basically drop kicking a giant hero while the Woodquark guy was about to end his basically debut. She just cuts in and just drop kicks the guy, drop kicks the villain, and defeats him. As Mount Lady is now the center of attention instead of the guy with the woodquark. As we as Deku sees this, as he's writing in his notebook, as he's not writing in his notebook because he's just a hero nerd. No, he's busy analyzing the heroes or the pros because one day he will be a pro and he needs to gain ideas and fighting things and ways to fight villains. So he has two sides, a hero side and a villain side. He's also analyzing the villains, how to fight villains and how is the best way to finish them off or to even combat them. As he still has the interaction with the old man, Deku has his school clothes on. He has his black like as in the anime. But he has a mask on, which is Dream's mask, and a crown. As he has that on. As Dream walks into class, he wears this mask and crown now every day. As he is busy sitting writing notes. As Bakugo, still the same lackey. Yeah, don't lump me in with these nerds. They wouldn't wish blah 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 to something shoot about getting into a side hero or whatever. I don't know what Bakugo says in the anime. As basically as the teacher states, oh, and young Midori, as Mr. Midoriya, you also are going to UA on a recommendation as well. As Bakugo was like, you damn nerd, how the hell did you get a recommendation and I did not? As Deku just looks at Bakugo, looks back at what he was doing, and continues writing. As Bakugo is angry, he's like, you damn nerd. Just because you have a quirk now, you think you're all high and mighty. As Bakugo lunges out an explosion as Deku just sidesteps. Boom, the hand goes past his face. As Deku gets out of his seat and continues writing. While he's basically back is facing Bakugo. As Bakugo basically was about to attack Deku as the teacher says, that's enough you two. Sit down. As he states young Midori, as Deku doesn't state everything as he doesn't state anything as he sits down. As Bakugo's like, damn nerd, what happened to you? As Bakugo asks, what happened to you? Why are you acting like this? Well, number one, I'm gonna state this now. Deku can't speak, it's just he doesn't want to. He doesn't see the need of speaking right now because he just doesn't want to. As Bakugo asks the question, why are you acting like this now? Now that you have a quirk, you act so high and mighty, and don't answer my questions. Why? As Deku looks at Bakugo and says, he just looks at Bakugo. I guess he just looks at Bakugo. The reason why is he still has nothing to say to Bakugo. As he turns his head slightly, as Bakugo just gets angry as he says, answer me, damn it! As the teacher says again, Bakugo, sit down. As Bakugo's like, whatever, walks away. After school, Bakugo corners Deku with his lackeys. As this time Deku has nowhere to run. because Deku always runs away from Bakugo's lackeys, and Bakugo's lackeys always gets goofed, whether it is by a trap that he sets up or whether it is outsmarting them in many ways. They always get goofed. As this time they have cornered him now, as they say, "You damn nerd, nowhere to run. Now you'll answer my questions. Why are you acting like this? You damn nerd." As Deku states, "Because I have nothing to say to you, Bakugo. You state that, why am I not answering your questions? Because what is there to answer? You must know I really don't care anymore. Whether you bully me or not, I really don't care. It's my decision to answer your question, and I just decided not to." As Bakugo is just pissed at that, as he states, "But why? You've changed so much. Now that you get a quirk, why are you acting so high and mighty?" As Deku states, "I'm not acting high and mighty. Bakugo, you are." As he points to Bakugo and states, "You are acting high and mighty." As Bakugo is like, "What?" As he states, as Deku basically moves his mask up to show his mouth, as he smiles and states, "I mean, your ego is so bigger than the school that you are blind to see," as he didn't have you didn't get a chance to finish that sentence, as Bakugo gives off that like face, as he's like, "You damn little," as he smiles and says, "Well, you have to if you want to fight me, you have to catch me first." As Bakugo's like, "Oh no, you don't." As Deku, I would say, he runs up on the wall. Basically, he runs towards the wall as Bakugo's like chasing him. As he pulls out a pie, a fully made pie. Why does he have a pie? He just has a pie. Don't ask why. It's apple pie, I guess. No. That's too good. I like apple pies. Not an apple pie. A jam pie, I guess. It's a jam pie. As Bakugo is running after Deku, as Deku runs further into the hallway, as he comes up on a wall, he runs up on the wall like he was going to do a backflip. Bakugo runs towards him. He sees Deku do the backflip as his eyes follow Deku. As he turns around, Deku places his hand on Bakugo's shoulder. With his free hand, he pulls out the pie and just bah in Bakugo's face. As Bakugo gets splattered by this jam pie, as he's just doom in the face. As he continues running, as Bakugo takes it over, he's like, "You damn bastard!" As Deku is like, "Now your turn," as he's running towards the two. As I would say, he pulls out a shield. As the first one hits, it hits the shield. As this guy has, I would say, strength work. As it's not that good because, like, when he uses strength work, it increases his strength, but it doesn't protect him from anything. So, as thought he was going to hit Deku, he hits a shield. As Deku, like, slides past him, as hits I think, the back of his leg, as he falls to the ground, and then he just hits his head with basically the shield. Bang. As he pulls out a sword, blocks the first attack, sweeps the guy's leg with the sword, and then he just lets the guy fall. As he continues running, as the weapons go away and states, "You have to catch me first," as Deku basically pulls out a bottle and starts drinking while he's running. As what we see through Deku's eyes, as Deku's I would say, saturation meter goes up. As he also starts eating a slice of bread, just how they did it in Minecraft, as his hunger goes up as well. As he's like, "Huh, gotta go, as he starts parkouring, as Bakugo is following him. Bakugo has, um, Bakugo doesn't do much training, but he is doing training now that he needs to, like, basically chase after Deku. So Bakugo has more stamina because he chases after Deku nearly every time. Bakugo has more durability because Deku knocks him on but Deku knocks Bakugo on his ass every time. And when they do fight, Bakugo is now more he does a lot more strategizing because Deku is clever, very clever. As Bakugo is now training his quirk ever since Deku like announced his quirk, he's training his quirk now. As Bakugo is still chasing Deku, as Bakugo loses Deku, he's like, that damn nerd always gets away. As we see Deku in the hallway, as he's laughing, as he's like, sad, sad Bakugo. As Deku walks away, as we hear an explosion, boom, as he sees smoke, as he's like, someone's under attack. As Deku pulls out his fishing rod, as he uses it as a grappling hook, as he basically pulls himself up to the building, as he's now parkouring over the roof. As he sees this villain with a girl. As I would say now, like, he quickly changed, like, so he's out of his school clothes, because he doesn't like being in his school clothes, and he's wearing his mask and crown. So he's wearing his green jacket, baggy pants, with bandages on his hands, and near his, near his, I would say it's near his kneecap. That's where the bandage is, as it's on his hands. As he's wearing his shoes, it's running shoes, I guess, parkour shoes. As he sees this villain attack, Sludge villain, obviously, attacking this girl. The girl, in general, has a quirk of music, I guess. She has the ear plugins for music. When you use earphones, the plugging part, she has that. As we all know who has that in My Hero Academia, as she also has purple hair. Purpley? Yeah, purplish, blackish, purplish hair. She's struggling. She says, let me go, you damn weird thing. She finally starts getting suffocated by the thing. As Deku sees the cops, as he remembers that none of the cops assisted him, as he's getting that vision that like what happened back then. As Deku clutches his hand, he says, you useless cops, as he basically jumps down in the middle of all this drama and just runs in. As the hero states, hey kid, wait! As he's just running, not caring about anything, as All Might is watching. As All Might already deflated because he caught the villain once and his time limit ran out, as he couldn't do anything. As All Might watches this boy with a mask just run in with green hair. As Deku now, first thing he pulls out, fishing rod, as he hooks it on Jiro, as he now starts pulling on the rope. As he pulls, pulling out Jiro slightly. As he pulls again, as Jiro's nearly out. As Deku, while still has this opportunity, he pulls out a shield as he pulls out Jiro and then bashes the wooden shield up against the sludge. As he basically puts the shield back and then pulls out Jiro and then just gets away from the sludge villain. Quickly, quickly, quickly. As he does that very quickly, but he's not getting time to rest because now the sludge villain is on his tail. What I mean by he has to avoid the sludge villain. As he's jumping backwards, 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 as Jiro's already safe, but he's not, as the sludge villain jumps, he ducks under, he rolls, as it goes over him, as he avoids the sludge villain. As the Sludge villain states, "You little brat, and now you're mine," as the Sludge villain split himself. So now it's on two sides. As I would say, he pulls out a sword and just swipes at the Sludge, only giving him a brief moment to get out. As he slips past, just a slight slip, as he gets past the Sludge, as he's like, "How do you keep on getting away, you slippery little thing?" As I would say, while this is happening, the Sludge villain lunges out again, but this time holds Deku's feet. As Deku can't move, as Deku states, "Damn it, I'm gonna," as Deku was about to get consumed by the Sludge, as he both has his sword and shield out, as his shield is busy blocking it, as the Sludge was about to touch his face, until All Might states, "I am here," and just Detroit smashes the thing Sludge villain for him to non-existent and everywhere. As I would say, Deku doesn't get sent flying, and Deku doesn't get knocked out. As I would say, Deku just gets a slight, brief, massive gust of wind, just boom, as the Sludge villain is gone. As Deku's ears are ringing, as he's like, "Ah, that hurts." As he basically standing there, he looks back at as he sees All Might. As All Might's like, "I'm gonna cough. Give me a minute." As All Might states, you did brave, young man, and you showed utmost courage when other people did not. I'm impressed because you did something that even pros were scared to do." As Deku can't hear anything that All Might's saying, he's just deaf. As he's like, "Sorry, All Might, can you repeat that? I can't hear you." As Deku looks behind All Might and sees this crowd of people coming towards him, as All Might just jumps away quickly. His time limit is running out, as he watches All Might jump away, as now Deku gets flocked by a bunch of reporters. And that's it for this video. I'm getting to 50 minutes and I don't want to hit an hour. Thank you guys for watching. And on the next one, I might do part 3 tomorrow, or part 4, part 3 and part 4. Maybe part 3. I will do part 3 of What If Deku Was Abandoned. I don't know if I'm going to do part 4 tomorrow. It's a debate right now. I'm debating. But I will do today What If I Was in Ruby, part 8.1, I'm guessing. Part 8.2 or part 8.1. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Until the next video, bye.